we're probably nearly getting 90% throughput, like literally from leads going all the way through to becoming paying customers. My name's Mitch. I own SwimTech, which is now two swim schools, one in regional New South Wales and one in regional Victoria.
Did you just open a new one recently?
Yeah, bought it in September
Oh,
and
fantastic.
honestly only could have done it because of the advertising stuff that we learned.
Yay, that's so good. Before you reached out, what was the main problem that you were having that made you actually, reach out in the end?
We couldn't turn on ads with a consistent idea of what was going to happen. Like there was just such an inconsistency, and like we were using Facebook metaforms, like it was bad. And as a consequence, we were wasting time on people who weren't that Sorry, we were wasting time on people who weren't that interested, and they
Mm,
were low quality people who didn't really know what they were looking for. And pardon me, because of everything that we've learned along the way. We've figured out how to educate people through the VSL in a way that makes it seem like our service is the right thing for them and gives them a really good rundown. So it means that the people that we are talking to are wanting to spend money with us, educated on how we work, they're more likely to buy, and there's more people of them.
that's awesome. Yeah, I've worked with lead forms before, and I feel like, if you do on Facebook lead forms, it's like literally 50% of them are like, I don't even remember filling this out. And you're like, but you did.
Yeah, we had, so back then, I'm pretty sure it was a third of our leads were accidents or like, oh, no, sorry. um, which was like pretty interesting because I'm pretty sure when I went back on the data, like we were somewhere around 40 leads on average per week for the year,
Mm.
whereas last week I think I had 74.
And website leads as well, not
Yeah,
even lead
proper
forms.
high quality leads, and like we're talking like we're probably nearly getting 90% throughput, like literally from leads going all the way through to becoming paying customers.
Oh, no way. That's actually ridiculous.
It's been really cool. It's been really,
That's
really,
so
really cool.
good. Yeah, I always say like, lead forms they have their place in some businesses if you've got like a massive sales team and you don't care
Mm.
about volume and you're happy to sift through the rubbish to get, volume. But the fact that you're getting more volume without a lead form, I guess that kind of just says a lot about the landing page that you've built. It must be like one that's actually, beneficial to driving people rather than just having lack of information.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely think that having like I'm still going back and looking at stuff and doing it again because, and this is probably like a little soundbite, I think that people need to revisit stuff. And I think I've referred probably about six people, and they've always had questions and they've asked me, oh, like, what did you do here? So I've nearly had six goes at helping, like, doing this stuff and looking back through it. So in reality, I've just practiced everything way more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, muscle memory.
Mm.
That's
So
so
like,
good.
yeah, that's probably waffling already, but let's get back on
No,
track. So
waffle, I
go
love
on.
waffle. I've got another one of these in a couple of hours, and I literally was like, we're probably gonna just like natter about nonsense. And he was like, well, you've put a challenge to me there because I'm probably gonna waffle more than you. And I was like,
Very good.
cool. So before you ended up buying, did you have any hesitations, and what ended up getting you over the line in the end?
It wasn't, so I knew I had the problem and I wanted to spend money on solving the problem. I wanted to spend money on it because so I'm very big on theory of constraints and like you can only like have one weak link in the chain. And as a consequence, you need to deploy all the like excess capital towards that point and try and make that stronger. And it was just like, which program is going to be the best, not is it worth it? And that was the only thing. And it was just like we just looked at proof, and when we saw that, and it was your proof was more convincing. That was what got us over the line.
Mm. Yeah, like the case studies, I suppose, the testimonials,
I'm
or
trying to
like,
think back to it now. I I wasn't doing all of the ads and stuff. I had someone else that was doing it, and I stepped back into it, and
mm,
they were doing quite a good job. And then I've nearly, since I took over from that about 6 months ago, I've nearly doubled from what they were doing. We knew we had a problem. The proof, it was hard for me to tell. I got brought it, so it was convincing enough in a manner that even without me being the person that had viewed it, that it was in a simple enough format that it could
right.
convince a business owner. I definitely think that it's smart. I saw Brandon say something about only letting business owners do it. I think that's very on point.
Mm,
Yeah, I'd say the thing that got me, I just wanted to spend money. I wanted to grow. Like I wanted to do something. I was like, I
yeah,
can't be fucked sitting here and having the same problem. Like I prefer to lose 5 grand and then not learn something or get
yeah.
closer to the right thing.
Fantastic attitude. So in the last 12 months, what's changed for you and comparing to like, before you started in the last 12 months, what results have you got?
From 12 months ago to now, we have so much more consistency. Like there is just much more reliable profit in the business. Um, funnily enough, I actually think I'm working more, but I'm working on the things that matter within the business, and it definitely shows with what's happening. So before I wasn't as involved in the marketing, um, or the sales, and that was all being done, and we had worse results. But the information that's been given has allowed for us to get more leads so that I could train someone else to actually do all the setting calls. Because we have like someone books a call, then they'll come in for an assessment because you need to see how kids swim, and then they'll be enrolled. So I don't have to do any of the calls. And like, I think like we're getting like 60 calls booked a week, um, something like that. And so I don't have to do them. That's great. Pretty much every single person picks up a phone, ends up booking an assessment, and then like 90% of people that book in an assessment end up enrolling. It's great because on autopilot, our monthly recurring revenue, I think in the last 3 weeks, I actually recalculated. I think it's gone up like 40,000, which is pretty big for us. I'd say, yeah, the biggest thing is I've got time back and we're making more money, and I'm actually able to work on higher leverage things that are going to grow the business better off in the long run. And I get to work on things that I enjoy. Like I really, really enjoy learning everything from you guys and rewatching stuff that has been done, and then just like practicing, like sit down, write a heap of different headlines, write a heap of different sub headlines. Can you think of any more towards or away from motivators? Like go back and talk to people who have done the setting calls. Like, what are people saying in the first 10 seconds?
You probably kind of went into what the next question was going to be, which was like, what effect did it have on you professionally or personally? But like,
Yep.
if there's anything else you think you could elaborate on there, go for it. Otherwise, I can
I
skip to the
think
next.
this will be really interesting. So, I think the typical business owner is really ADHD and neurotic, and they like go up and down a lot with the ebbs and flows of business. And I think that I fell into that. Like, definitely struggled from, and you use this as well, like definitely struggled from about 15 from like that mental health, like up and down, rolling through. And I think my business reflected that too. And I really rode it. And then because I got clarity around what was happening and what the inputs were to change things, I haven't had a shit day since the middle of August. Have not had a bad day. And like we're talking
Wow.
like I'd have dumps of 2 to 3 weeks where I'd be really low and then I'd be elated. And now I'm just like this and I come up a little bit. And like
Mm,
I enjoy working in my business or on my business, and my satisfaction around work has just increased dramatically. Like it has
wow.
fundamentally changed my enjoyment and day-to-day life. I've dropped weight because I've had more mental bandwidth. I quit drinking. Like that's probably another really good thing. Like Brandon is
Mm.
actually a really good example for people to step into a better sense of health. He went and did it, and I was like, oh fuck. Well, he made more money, so I'm gonna go do it as well. And now like I'll have a glass or 2 glasses of wine on a weekend, but like I used to drink like 5 or 6 times a week because I was fucking
Yeah,
riding the roller coaster. So
yeah.
I think it's had some really different like effects, the second and third order consequences that I never would have expected. And I don't think that I would have been as successful in that sense, if I hadn't had this stability or the understanding of the inputs and outputs and like where like I have a shit day and there aren't many leads coming through. I just go, oh fuck it, just look at the last 7 days or last 14 days. It's fine. Like it's all about averages.
Yes. Oh my God. Can you do a spotlight piece for the members? It's like,
Maybe.
when like successful students like come back to their high school and be like, this is what I
Mm.
did. This
Yeah,
is
no, I'd be more than happy to
amazing.
do that if that was ever something you wanted.
Yeah, legacy with you, legacy members. So out of everything within the program, the workshop, the support, the resources, all that sort of stuff, like what did you value the most and like yeah, like found the most valuable and appreciated the most about it? But could I get you to kind of say what you kind of valued initially the most and then
Mm,
what you still find valuable, 12 months on? That's what I'm interested in.
right. So what I valued initially was the fact that we could start straight away, the recording, because the moment that we'd paid for it, I wanted to extract value and I wanted to fucking make shit happen. So as a success marker for you guys, people who want to access that recording quicker are probably more likely to succeed because they're more action takers. Might be a guess for you. Um,
Mm,
but every single person I've referred, I said, watch the fucking recording first, set it all up, and then go to the in-person workshop and do it all again. And make sure that because I was like, with familiarity comes the ability to ask more advanced questions. And there were like four things. I think there might have been 20 minutes worth of like things that I hadn't understood or that you guys framed in a way that was better for me to understand when I had the Sydney workshop. Everything else, I'd already set it all up, no problems at all. But it was just like it's that little incremental percentages of like maybe it goes from a 3.5 to a 3.7. Like that pays for itself. And then you just got to keep
mm,
extracting.
That's what we tell people to do as well. Watch a previous recording.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
you can come with questions that are more custom to your business rather than seeing the buttons and stuff for the first time.
yeah, I think maybe like you need to financially incentivize it like it's 2 grand extra if you haven't watched it or something like that.
How do we check that?
I don't know.
Get Chris to set up some custom code.
Yeah, out of my scope. That's for sure. It definitely yeah, I think familiarity's been huge. And then like one of my mates, Isaac, he hasn't even attended the workshop yet. And like he set everything up and he was like I think it was 1.5% conversion rate. And New Year's Eve, he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Drinking non-alcoholic beers and practicing writing headlines." And he was like, "Do you want to do work together?" And I was like, "Sure." So we went and hung out, and I helped him like just redo his page, and he went from 1.5 to like 4.
That's sick.
And it was like he had all the information that you guys had given him, but I was just more familiar with it and could draw from it. So I think like it's probably yeah, there's just so much information. I think like as you guys say, like it's all about deleting stuff. Like how can you make it simpler? I think like it's just going to be like making it as simple as possible with each step and not getting like helping people to not be so overwhelmed by it because it's so fucking cool, but there's so
Mm.
much.
If anyone was unsure, and now as you preferred people, maybe you have a good answer to this, but if anyone was unsure about booking a call or if they're on the fence, what would you say to them?
This is the razor that I've used multiple times to convince people. If I gave you double the amount of people inquiring, would you make more money? And if the answer is yes, then you need to enroll because you have a problem of not having enough customers because you don't have enough leads and your marketing shit. Period. That's it. And if you think that you're just need more staff to deliver, well, then go get more staff and don't touch it because it'll be a waste of your
Yeah,
time.